So the PlayStation Network is down, and this sort of made me think here on a guideline that most of these games that we play nowadays are mostly connected online. And I'm saying mostly because there's not every single one of them that are. And then they'll most likely say, oh, you need to update this patch or whatever else. Most of them don't really require you to have that patch. You can just play it without the patch, but you won't have the optimal updates and, of course, the stuff that makes everything fixed or any bugs or issues along the way, which, of course, well, that's a whole different subject in itself. But the whole subject at hand, where you have games that, quite frankly, get developed nowadays that are mostly using the old school methods of leaderboards or whatever else, so therefore they require you to connect online. Now, some of them are very prompt and very demeaning about it. They want you to definitely use that leaderboard to play the game to get the quote-unquote most optimal experience. What if I don't want to use that said online service or option for my said game, which most likely keeps me offline? I'm not playing with anyone else, so why would I need to necessarily have the scoreboard about? Well, there is some games who do have that leaderboard and, quite frankly, don't allow you or don't tell you don't have to use the multiplayer experience in order to play the said game, which is all fine and dandy. You know, I'm not quite against that at all. Most of those games who do offer that option. On the other foot, I think most of these other companies, which are mostly the AAA titles most of these AAA companies such as EA, Ubisoft, and Activision, which are the publishers of some of these games that do or are accountable for these situations where you have to connect online to even play your game, which are most of the time connected, or most games that are offline kind of based games, but they say, hey, you still need online to play it. I think that's personally silly. Now, before you jump down my throat going, oh, well, it helps them make sure the game's running right and all that shit, and you're not exploiting it, I don't care. It's an offline game. I'm not exploiting it, so shouldn't be punished as well. It should be a benefit of the doubt kind of thing. If people are screwing up their own games and cheating in it and it's an offline-based game, so be it. Who gives a shit? It ain't affecting you. It isn't affecting anybody else. Nor if they're connected to any sort of servers via leaderboards, they're not screwing up your experience trying to get to the top rank of anything else. So again, what's the big deal? It's just like when people used ADDQD in Doom to get God mode. Did it bug and, of course, ruin your experience with the game? No, it did not, unless you have an emotional attachment to the game and you get all pissy whenever you hear about this. Who the hell knows? Who the hell really cares? But going back to the situation at hand, it's sort of like, to me, that they need to focus a little bit more on the failsafe when it comes to this type of initiative. Now, of course, I may sound like a big whiny boy who can't play, or man-child, should I say, that can, quite frankly, play a game because it's offline because of said servers. I'm completely fine and content with the fact that it's offline and whatever. That means I can take a break from playing some video games. Hooray! But I'm talking about for the general aspect of just playing a game for a couple minutes. Now, there's a few games, again, as I said before, that allow you to play offline, so what's the big deal? True and true. However, there's games that don't even require the PlayStation Network service to connect online, but yet it still does, which, again, makes no sense to me. It makes me oblivious to it, at least to the concept of why the hell not. But anyway, I digress. I personally think that they should try to adapt another failsafe for this, and what do you guys generally think about it? I think, personally, I'm fine with today's generation of gaming. I'm kind of adapted to it by now for quite some time. At the same time, at the same sentence here, the same phrase, I can also say that I wish they would still keep what isn't broken with the motto of, hey, if it isn't broken, don't fix it. So, in the words of that, you should just simply allow us to play a game offline if it is an offline game. You know, that's the thing. Single player. It doesn't mean I have to connect online, have a leaderboard, and playing with some child named Timothy or something. I don't know. You know, some kid named Timothy or some Samanthas or something like that, trying to beat their score with a game I'm quite frankly don't give a shit about even knowing about anyone else other than myself to play it online in the first place. So therefore, I just want to simply play a game and enjoy it. That's all I want to do. But either way, what do you think? Take it easy.